back down. Leave me alone. Drunk as fuck, bitch, you dumb as fuck. Running out the box down.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, man. Today we're gonna be reacting to some Scary Stories animated. I've been looking online and I went through these and I kind of like them, so I decided to make a video on them. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Before I want to start the video, I just want to say, if you guys can please leave a like on the video, comment if you guys want to see more reactions of me reacting to more scary stories or anything else. So yeah.
I was a struggling ghostwriter and I thought a break away from the city to spend time at a remote ski resort would be a good way to clear my head and help me get back on my feet. There weren't any other cabins around, so I was guaranteed a few weeks to reflect and enjoy the isolation. At least that was the case until the final week of my stay, which made this Christmas truly unforgettable. It first started at night when I suddenly woke up. Initially, I didn't know if it was from something I heard or from a bad dream, but either way, I felt compelled to look out the window, which is when I noticed the snowman in the distance. Back when I was a kid, I would have been delighted at the mere sight of a snowman, but that sense of childhood nostalgia was soon silenced by the realization that I wasn't alone out there in the woods. The cabin where I was staying was the only one this side of the valley, so it seemed like a really long way to walk just to build a snowman.
Like, imagine being out on the
Despite the uncanny feeling, I was still far too tired to give it too much thought and managed to sleep through the rest of the night. The following morning, to no surprise, the snowman was still there. I couldn't quite put my finger on it right then, but I got this strange notion that something was different about the snowman. I decided to carry on about my day and didn't think much of it until later at night, when it happened again. I woke up suddenly for no apparent reason. I don't remember having a bad dream, but I guess it's common not to remember the dreams that we have, even the really bad ones. It felt like deja vu and I found myself once again gazing through the bedroom window. I could still see the snowman, even clearer now. I couldn't quite figure out why, but it gave me this odd sensation. I also started to wonder why the snowman was facing towards the cabin, and why anyone would build a snowman all the way out here.
There's like a little ass cabin.
There weren't any other cabins around for miles.
I wouldn't even want to be there, bro, honestly.
I didn't sleep all that much after that, so the next morning, I decided to head outside the cabin for a closer look.
I would have left that first night. I would have been like, you know what? I'm out of yo. You know, I'm not staying in there because, first of all,
I looked around, but just as I expected, there was no trace of anyone, although it was hard to be sure, considering how poor the visibility was due to the weather. I chose to knock the snowman down just for good measure, since it was already beginning to feel like some kind of bad omen. Maybe I was overreacting, it was just some kids fooling around, but at least I wouldn't have to think about it anymore. Or so I thought. The following night, things got even worse. I woke up again, but now I knew for sure it wasn't from a dream, but a loud thud, like the sound of something hitting the window. I glanced through the window and was shocked to see the same snowman, identical from the day before.
That's crazy though, cause like,
I remember turning in quite late that night, and there was no sign of a snowman when I turned out the lights. So I was pretty sure that it wasn't a kid's prank. I mean, who would let their kids out this late to build a snowman? And what was that noise on the window? The last thing I wanted to do is go outside in the blistering cold, but I knew that if I waited until the morning, any footprints would most likely be covered by another thick layer of snow. I reluctantly got dressed, stepped outside and walked up to the snowman. Which is when I discovered a single set of very large footprints leading from and to the forest.
So it's like they just came, built the snowman, left,
I couldn't shake this feeling of being
but then I
watched,
feel like, I don't know,
and that somehow I had made things worse by destroying the last snowman.
You know, from like the corners and stuff.
So I decided to leave it alone and quickly headed back to the cabin.
You need to head back home. That's what you need to be doing right now. See what I say? Look, you see the guy that's in the back right there? He's
The
just
bitter
spying on
cold
the
stayed
dude
with
right
me
here.
that night as I curled up in bed and tried my best to get warm. But the prospect of getting any sleep that night soon came to an abrupt end. The noise on the glass. I recognized it instantly. The sound of a snowball hitting the window. I knew deep down that it could only mean one thing.
Bro, how do you build a snowman like right next to a house?
Needless to say,
Hell no, dude,
I didn't sleep a wink that night, and I left the cabin the very next day.
Look at the snowman, looks like so like
I never knew his name,
perfectly shaped.
or ever saw his
It looks like
face,
it's actually like coming out of the sand too.
but I came to know him
It's pretty cool.
as the Snowman.
The snowman, huh? I don't know, honestly, bro. If I had to rate that story from a 1 out of 10 out of how scary it is, I'll probably go with like a... But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and rate that story a 4. It wasn't too scary. It was just kind of like more, kind of like a curious story about like, you know, nothing really happened. It was just kind of like, I guess whoever was building the snowman, I guess they were just trying to like freak out the person because they never did any harm. All right, y'all, if y'all did like the video, make sure you guys click subscribe. Make sure you guys like the video. Comment down below if you want me to, you know, to react to more scary animated stories. You want me to do any more reactions to anything else out there you think it's cool, or that you want to see me react to. That's gonna be it for the video. It was a pretty cool story, but like I said, it wasn't too much of a freaky story. You know, it was not too scary. It was like okay. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video right there. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.